Okay, now we're doing predictions for every pay-per-view. I have thoughts for next Thursday. I'm sorry that I'm doing this video late. We have the Money in the Bank predictions for MK Wrestling thoughts. um, Give me some likes and some subscribes because I just graduated. And let's get right into the video. So we start with the women's Money in the Bank because I thought they would have the women's first because you know how they do. They always have the men's after the women's, even though the women's is more stacked this year. And I'm gonna give you my thoughts on why I think this person should win and not the other people. But I think the woman goes first, and then it's gonna be one more person. Cause only 4 matches, so the women's first, then one person, then the Money in the Bank, and then the main event. But it was a toss-up, okay? I didn't think Vakir was gonna win, but I did predict, and this was teased on Raw. I didn't put in the video, so y'all might think I'm lying, but who cares? Vakir, I predicted Vakir and Rhea might be fighting at Evolution or somewhere down the line. And I predicted the Braun Breaker thing too. So I'm getting pretty predicty 2025. But I think Rhea Ripley and Stephanie, they can go at it somewhere in the match. Because I think, like I like to say, the corporate era, because I kind of cooled down from that on Monday. It was a ranked. It was, and if the corporate era, they only care about money and stuff, and so they would love for Rhea Money in the Bank, but no one wants it. I can literally see it happen. But for my prediction, not what I think is going to happen, what I want. I don't want Rhea to win. She already walked herself in for a match. She can do the same thing. No one's getting tired of it. All you got to do is have Stephanie and Rhea fight and then make up some heated thing or where Rhea got hurt from Stephanie or Stephanie got hurt from Rhea. And yeah. And then Rhea's still on top, and this probably going to be one of the good feuds. And then we got Julia. I feel like she's going to win the women's mid-card title on SmackDown. So she's not even in my favorites. It came, hold on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Who am I missing? Alexa Bliss. I feel like her and what's her name in the Wyatt family, Nikki Cross, they can elevate the SmackDown's mid-card division with Chelsea Green, Julia, and Zelina Vega's in it. I feel like they can elevate that division. And I feel like WWE needs to know who's in the mid-card division. Every 4 or 5 months, they gotta do where the all mid-card women come out on SmackDown and Raw, so we know who's in that division. And we know who's chasing, like the tag team division that I have on SmackDown. And we're going to have a whole thing with the Raw division maybe Monday, in the next 2 weeks on K Wrestling Thoughts, or next week on K Wrestling Thoughts. But it was a toss-up because I think Alexa and Julia is on money mid-card gold, and I think Rhea and Vakir might be doing something, and they might get heated at each other, and then Rhea might just cut Vakir off on Monday. But it came a toss-up on Roxanne and Naomi. So if Naomi won, then I think we would see Tiffany getting cashed in on. But maybe they can show some tension with Io and not Naomi. But if Naomi win, it will be the same. The cash-in will be on the SmackDown woman again. But this also leads into my men's division, because it's going to be One's gonna cash in on SmackDown, one's gonna cash in on Raw. It might be that, and it might be heel and babyface. So I was gonna say it could be Roxanne because maybe Dom tries to help her, but that doesn't even make sense anymore. But it does. It could because maybe Liv gets jealous or something. But it seems like WWE just got their eye off that, and maybe Roxanne has a stalker issue, so I don't know about that. And maybe she just didn't want to do that no more. Maybe she's kind of scared about it too because of stalker issue. And because she has a husband that doesn't really like it, but all Dominic is doing is helping her. But they can do something else where Liv and Roxanne have a match. Maybe they take it up a notch when WWE gets his stalker out of here. And yeah, but I got Naomi because I feel like what she's doing is good and great. And this might be the only time we're getting Naomi like this before WWE just starts to bury her and make her boring and make her say the same things over and over again. But she might do that with the briefcase, but at least she has the briefcase, okay? So I got Naomi. And this is the match I put in the middle of it, and I put it in the middle, and it also gives the mid-card division more grace, I feel like, because it's already before the Money in the Bank, but it kind of only matters what starts and what ends sometimes. And I feel like they can do the same with the Raw mid cards. It seems like it's only Lyra and Becky. But I thought when Lyra and Becky had that segment, I thought we can get Ivy Nile maybe coming out and challenging whoever wins. And I thought that it would be good to be Lyra, but I don't think Lyra can beat Becky again because now and more I'm seeing Becky, I feel like she's not the man anymore. I feel like she's getting jobbed out. And maybe this is the reason why Charlotte didn't want to lose. Because the way Charlotte lost, she's on the top. But now Becky, she's not better than Lyra in the ring. And it seems like Lyra's getting on her in the promos. And no one really cares about Becky. But I think Becky will take this one. And I feel like we need one more run as the man Becky Lynch. But guess what? We're not going to get it because WWE is... The TKO is ruining WWE. And then, yes, Lyra raises her hand. But Bayley comes out maybe. And then... But that's called being you. And stuff. Bayley maybe just comes out and start helping and everything else. And it's just going back and forth. I don't know how Bayley fits in this match. But yeah, I don't know how she does. Can y'all tell me in the comments? I don't know how Bayley fits. But they should have did the Ivy Nile thing. I think Becky wins. Now we got the men's Money in the Bank. And now, let's tell you why. I don't know why Andrade is in here. I thought Randy was going to be here. Maybe Randy returns and have a triple threat with John Cena and Cody Rhodes at John Cena's last match. CM Punk. I thought CM Punk could win. Maybe Seth Rollins wins. CM Punk challenges him for the Money in the Bank briefcase. That makes everyone mad. And But that was just Barry's freaking satisfaction. Maybe they just need some drama in it. But maybe Seth just gets the world title anyways, even though CM Punk takes the belt. I mean, the briefcase. But then, I feel like then Seth, just like Becky, will have to keep losing to Punk. But Seth needs a win over Punk. But Carmelo should have been Andrade's spot. The only way I can see that happening, I don't know what's next for Carmelo Hayes. The Miz, I think, is getting released soon, so it's no point of pulling the trigger on them versus each other. So that's good, but I don't know what's next for Carmelo. I feel like they gotta push them to the moon as their next stars. They need to get their next stars up. Like the younger people in their 20s and 30s, early 30s, need to get pushed up to the moon. And then the Seth Rollins is the veterans. They can stay where they are, still kind of elevate, but not just pushing herself over where they're at, where the 20-year-olds are at. But a Grande Americano, this could have been CM Punk's spot. And why does WWE like making people lose on a birthday? They did it with Logan Paul, and now they're doing AJ Styles. They made Randy Orton lose in his hometown. Like, come on, he got pinned. Like, with TKO, Triple H were like them losing in their hometown. Like, come on. And now Penta, okay? It's not a good stars, and it's not a good argument. It's only 2 arguments. I had 3 arguments with the women's, but it was only 2 I wanted to see. But Penta, he's only here for the cool spots, just like a Grande Americano, and what's his name? Andrade. Okay, I was trying to make a freaking accent, but I don't think it went well. But Penta, I don't know what he makes in this match with but cool spots, but I feel like Penta, they gotta do something quick with Penta. But he's not a new, he's a new star, but they can push him, but they gotta work on the young talent because Penta, he only has like what, 4 years in the company left before he like retires and gets done. Who knows? He could be like Rey Mysterio and pulling out these big moves at his old age. But yeah, and then we got who else? Solo Sikoa. Everyone was talking about Solo winning. Well, all I heard was Santi, but Solo Sikoa, I don't know. But I think they need to focus on that Jimmy Solo storyline because I feel like that can be a great storyline for them to do and pull the trigger on. And I'm ready for this Vince McMahon thing because hopefully it comes in the summer because we don't have to deal with school and everything else. When that happens, you can stay up when you want. But yeah, I don't think Solo's winning. If it comes to LA Knight and Seth Rollins, I don't think LA Knight would be a good, and it will be no drama who the guy he's cashing in on. John Cena, they can make some storyline drama in the past, but that doesn't even, I don't even care about that. But knowing WWE, I think they would probably make Seth Rollins win. I think they would. And not what I had for Seth Rollins, that storyline. I want Seth to win. But it's my heart's saying Seth. But my gut's saying LA Knight. But which one would I rather see? If they elevate Seth's match and make some drama, then Seth. But LA Knight, the fans are gonna like it for a week. The next week he wins it, and then it drops down, dies down. Maybe he does this little fest with LA Knight. Maybe that. But I think LA Knight's gonna win. Roman Reigns costs Seth Rollins. But I think Seth Rollins gets the belt, and I'm about to go back what I said about CM Punk and everything else. And yeah, that's it for Money in the Bank. I might do a whole thoughts about that next week. But yeah, that's all about this Money in the Bank. But we're going to the main event. In this now, I feel like I don't care to see John Cena and Logan Paul. Maybe that can be like, I don't care. Now I'm looking at the calendars and I'm seeing this John Cena heel turn, and it kind of feels kind of lackluster. I feel like they're not pulling the trigger good enough. They're not making them have good storylines. And now we're about to see Cody Rhodes and John Cena, because what does Cody Rhodes do after this? Absolutely nothing. So now we're stuck with Cody Rhodes and John Cena for a few months. Then I'm gonna look at the calendar again and see what 19 days, 25 day, 20 days left of John Cena, and he still hasn't had one good storyline. One good storyline. And R-Truth should have been his last. He should have had R-Truth's last match. And Santi made a good prediction. I'm not going to say it because I'm not going to try to steal his thunder. But I feel like R-Truth, John Cena, he needs to do something quick and fast, because I feel like he gotta have good storylines coming in. Maybe I'll make a thoughts about that. I'm gonna have to write that in my notes, but maybe we get Jay and Logan. They do anything with Logan. Jay, after this, he has to go with Seth. I don't know what's next for Cody, but the winner of this, and I'm sorry to say, but it has to be Cody and Jay. John Cena, maybe they do something big with John Cena here. Maybe John Cena has his little puppet or something. Maybe it's a new guy that is ruining wrestling with John Cena, and it's now Logan Paul, and John Cena just leaves this ring, and then Logan Paul gets pinned. Now they're fighting at Night of Champions or something, but I think it's Jey Uso and Cody Rhodes, because they have to win. And that's plain and simple. I'm sorry to end it on that bad note. And see ya. Peace. Sorry for having a night. But guess what? See ya. Peace. Good night.